And now the show that's tantamount to internet graffiti, the Circadian Cast. Hey, welcome to the Circadian Cast. It is a JB Webb, of course. I don't know who else would be here, but somebody could be here. We want a guest. You want a guest DJ? Call me. Anyway, it's the Circadian Cast on Facebook. But this is a special. It took me a while to get everything going. I wanted to get going at 7, so it's like almost 7:30. But this is a very special tribute that we're doing. So I have to give you a little bit of backstory on this whole thing. So earlier this year in February, there was an event called Ralph Fest, and it was held the night I was out there. It was at the Social and Old 64 right next door. So we had a cool little setup, and we did some audio-video recording of interviews with people that were performing and knew Ralph So basically, it was a real kind of a historical, more documentary style, and so the point of all that was there was something in the way, I guess, I don't know, that was never released out into the public for whatever reason, later you'll hear. Later, you'll hear the very last interview I was able to do was with the Hamiltons, and apparently at that point I was a little bit drunk. But anyway, that's not what I'm saying. No, I just said that, so it's clearly what I'm saying. But that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that we want to get this stuff out there with great conversations. With a number of notable Orlando legendary musicians in their own right, and some that kind of came back as a throwback. So you've got Bring Back Joel in there, Throckett Luther, listen to me, Throckett Luther, and also who else? Oh, I wish Jerry was here telling me something. What? But you're not. No. Okay. And then there is also Shyster and, of course, the Hamiltons. I think the Downgetters played that night. So we got to talk to Joseph and Jesse Martins, and we got to speak with both the Nolans, Jeff and Aaron. So you'll hear all of those conversations. But what I wanted to do is start it out with Christine, Ralph's sister. So unfortunately, this is 4 years ago, and this incident actually took place at 1:00 in the morning on the 10th of 2011. So, it was something that I want to quickly address before we go into all this stuff. That the less we can use violence as a solution for anything, where the further along we're going to get, no matter what you believe, evolution, God, that's got to be the underlying principle of all of our misunderstandings and lack of communication with each other. Because this whole incident, many who are really good friends with Ralph, and I myself, I met him, I think, briefly once, and never really knew him as deeply as many others did. But I do know that he's still impacting today. He's still impacting everybody, and I thought I wouldn't let this date go by without getting this stuff out there, because we did it earlier in the year, and it's never been out there, and you haven't heard it. And I think it's important. You need to hear it. But again, the point is, as I think the lesson through all this is, it's easy to be involved in a violent, escalating situation, it seems like. And, my goal is to focus on the opposite of that. I want to stay away from that kind of stuff. And, sometimes when you're out late at night, be super careful, be super smart, don't get too drunk, make right decisions. And that's not what applies to this story at all, to Ralph's story at all. Some guy tried to come up and rob him and shot him, and got $20, $25. So, again, this whole thing is still, I'm 1,000 miles away from it, but it's still emotional because it's important. So, You can tweet me on at Radio JB Web. You can chat live on Spreaker. We can take your telephone calls. It's 407-379-9529. If you have a story you want to share, we're going to be broadcasting for a couple hours. We're probably going to call Mr. Robert English probably at about the 8 o'clock hour. So we've got that preset. And again, it's with much gratitude and humility that I am proud to even be able to air this stuff. And let me tell you, if you go to RalphAmeduri.com, and I'll spell that for you, Ralph, you can spell Ameduri. That's Ralph Ameduri. Donations. Ralph Ameduri Jr. Music Scholarship is set up through the Foundation of Seminole County Public Schools. So they raise money. They raise money for musicians. It's a beautiful story. Go to the website, find out. You can even donate right through there. So we're going to start out with a chat that I was able to capture with Christina Ameduri. Now, bear in mind, a little bit later, I'm going to play some of Ralph's music that is on his SoundCloud page, a couple original tracks, I think, and then a couple recordings he did of Sam Rivers. So we've got a big honkin' tribute special going out to Ralph Ameduri, man. And I appreciate whoever's hanging out and listening with us. We're thankful for that. That's what I was going to say. The pre-roll into all of these interviews is actually Ralph's song, Sunday Afternoon. What's it called? No, Sunday Thing. That's what it's called. Anyway, okay, so let's get into this conversation I was able to have. Hey, welcome back to JB Webb with you. I am privileged to be speaking with the one and only?
Yes.
The one and only. The only sibling of Ralph Ameduri, Christine. Christina?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, thanks for doing this. Thanks for talking with us. I appreciate it. Ralph Fest, we're right in the midst of it. We're here in Old 64, right next door to the Social. How are you? How do you feel about all this? How do you feel that everyone loves your brother so much?
God.
How do you feel?
It's really cool.
It's remarkable.
It's like a bittersweet day. We keep saying it.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself last night, maybe when we do Ralph Fest 20, it won't bring tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
I can truly enjoy it. When they always say you never know what people think about you until you're gone.
Yeah.
We always laughed in the family because my brother was always running late. He'd be like, oh, I had to go here and there. And, he'd have all these stories about, but never really touched on the fact that he was helping people. We just thought he was a big flake and was always late for everything.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
we were like, well, crap, no wonder why. I shared him with how many people? You know? So...
Yeah. Well, growing up with Ralph, was he always creative? Was he always into something? Or give us a sense of his young childhood. Was he always getting in trouble or what?
Yeah,
what was good?
He was always getting in trouble because he always wanted to see how something worked.
Oh, okay.
Or kind of maybe
so real kind of mechanical. Oh, he'd blow up stuff.
Yeah, he went into the firework thing. Yeah.
So normal guy kid.
Normal guy stuff. He probably got into the music scene, early. No, I'm trying to think on how old he would have been. Hotel California was
79 or something? Wait.
Yeah, probably first home video,
Oh, wow.
When you did the stab it with a steely knife. It was a Cheeto hanging from a fishing wire and a butter knife, and that's what they taped.
Oh, I got you.
Doing music videos, and I probably heard that 1,000 times that summer because they were.
Yeah.
So it would have been. He was in middle school.
Did he have a big appreciation for vinyl?
Oh,
do you love the way that sounded?
He's got a vinyl collection that his girlfriend Katie has of his that is just
amazing of it.
Yeah, I mean, he would steal my dad's stuff, but it would be like, he'd be like, "Hey, Dad, can I borrow that?" And then it'd be like, "Dad, can I?"
Can I get that back?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't any type of music that he didn't like or appreciate.
Yeah,
that's what it came down to.
I think that's the big. Yeah,
he may not have loved that wasn't his, but he could appreciate good music.
Yeah. Christina Ameduri, or are you married now?
Minotti.
Oh, Minotti. Congratulations.
Well, I'm divorced, but that's okay.
I'm doing it. I'm batting 1,000. It's fantastic. No, so give us. So I want to be respectful of your time because I'm sure you got a lot of people, that want to talk and chat and chill with you. So give me one crazy story. If anybody has a crazy story, I bet you it's you. If you give me just think about it for a moment. No big pressure, but something. What we want to kind of do is share memories. So we want to get them out of your head and share them with as many people as we can. Was there time in a recent, the past 10 years maybe that you could say, well, one of
every summer we have our aunt and uncle. They always came for the summer.
Okay.
And when we were growing up, they'd run a place for the whole summer, and probably last 15 years they had bought a place. So we would go and hang out with them on the weekends.
Was it in Florida?
Yeah, here in Smyrna.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
that's beautiful there.
We decided that we were it was their anniversary, and they rented a place.
Okay.
Well, we rented a place to stay at the same complex, and we all had such a great time. He was like, let's do it next weekend.
Okay.
So he's like, check into it. See, okay, so reserve it. Thursday comes.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it on Friday. We're moving.
What?
Okay, you're moving. You just moved, didn't you? No, we got to move again. Okay, so when are you going to get there? Oh, I don't know. So Saturday, I got called.
Oh, so you're out there already?
I'm out there.
Okay.
I rented. I paid for it. We're there.
Okay.
I'm trying to get there. By like 9 o'clock, I'm like, that night, I'm still getting calls. I'm coming. I'm like, well, don't come knock on my door, because by this time I was so pissed off at the whole thing. My aunt, she was at her place. She's like, my nephew will be there. He was her godson, and he's going to come. Yeah, he shows up like Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So you were like,
hey. I'm checking out
There's
now.
4 hours left.
And that was just, it was just typical. He just,
He was doing something.
He was doing something.
It just
he was
kept
moving.
his attention. Yeah.
He was always, the brain was always going.
Well, that's remarkable. And, I want to be able to talk with Jeff Sweat, because he really kind of spearheading, and I think you have some involvement too. And I love what they're doing with the scholarships for the children. Yes. I think that is just the best way that, you could definitely honor someone of Ralph's caliber and talent. Now, we were talking real quick, and in closing, how far you see the festival going? You see it going 10 to 20 years?
I do.
Can you see it? You can see it, right?
It seems like, it gets a little bit different. I'd like to see it tweaked a little bit here and there, and grow in different, aspects. But I think overall, the community is still like...
I think it's something we need.
It's like the first year. I mean, people are so excited, and unfortunately, they've lost other musicians or in the music community.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to honor them as well through all this.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, we're speaking with Christina, and and Jeff's giving me a cue, and I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have a few more in honor of Ralph Ameduri Jr., ralphameduri.com. I'm JB Webb here at Old 64 on behalf of Foundation Presents, so hang tight.
Thank you.
Welcome back. JB Webb here, and I'm sitting inside of Old 64, and we have kind of the couple of rock, the Orlando's couple of rock. Aaron Nolan, Jeff Nolan are joining us here for Ralph Fest. Jeff, of course, is playing with the Ludes. And that's a little bit later, right? Tonight?
You're
playing with the Ludes
are playing tonight.
That's awesome.
So, any man don't want to get killed, better clear on out the back.
I think what's awesome is Orlando, you guys kind of signify what the Orlando music culture is.
Really?
Making it happen. Well, I don't know.
Sad.
That's a wonderful compliment, and thank you, JP.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'll tell you. With Potsy, Little Debbie's, for Aaron, the countless bands you've been in, plus some session stuff. You even done some stuff with Scott Weiland, I think, back in the day.
Yeah, played with Scott. Played with a few bands.
Yeah. So let's, I want to get into kind of the real heart of the matter and why everybody's really coming here and coming to this awesome 3-day event, and it's Ralph. I got to meet him briefly. I knew him back in the day with the Hamiltons.
Sure.
You know, he
they're
gosh,
playing
what's his
tonight.
name?
That's one of the main sets I'm
Rob
looking
English
forward
was
to.
a buddy of mine way back then. And so, yeah, me too. And I want to see who all the players kind of fit in. But share anything you want or kind of give us a sense of you know, obviously we feel robbed as a music community, you know, with his passing. There was you know, they got the guy the following year. And it's almost seemed like every consecutive year since they started doing this a couple months after the passing of Ralph that, you know, the music community's strong and you can feel it and see it. So what are your thoughts on the whole, you know, the whole unfortunate incident that kind of brought everybody together, I guess?
When Ralph went, it obviously that is, even after a few years, still difficult to talk about.
Yeah.
But the music community in Central Florida galvanized around it so quickly and so selflessly and, you know, with all of their time and money and creative effort. And it really underlined what was best about the Orlando music community. A group of folks of which Ralph was not only a part, he was a leader.
Yeah.
In every way. And we saw it happen also. It's what this music scene does best. The same thing happened when Brian McGuire was in his motorcycle accident. The way the way the community galvanized around one of our own. It's without Ralph in this scene, the community changed fundamentally. I mean, it just did. Ralph was one of those people that was so much more than a musician. You know, talk about somebody who makes things happen, you know? Right. And he was so opinionated, and he was always right.
Oh, yeah.
He was always right. When I was playing with Ralph, I remember Ralph was one of the only players where, you know, I'd be on stage, and if I could get one of those sly little, like, looks from the stage, if I played a particularly creative lick or something, if Ralph gave me one of those just little looks, it's not even like he would give you a heads up or a wink or a smile. He'd just look over at you. And it was like the stamp of approval. And then I would be like on a buzz for the next, you know, for the next two songs. And so much so that I would fuck them up because they'd be like, Ralph likes me.
So, do you know how many bands he was in at any one given point? I mean,
how many bands Ralph was in?
Yeah.
God. There's people who can answer that question better than us.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, concurrently, it's at least a half a dozen, right?
Yeah.
At the low point, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, when I first met him, he was in Jazz X in the 90s.
Okay.
I was just visiting Orlando and happened to meet Ralph actually here in this building. And we wound up going back and jamming. Ralph was playing upright, and we got high, and he was just a beautiful cat. And then when I moved here, Ralph was in every band. But really where it came together for us was when Ralph and I were both in the Joint Chiefs, which, you know, the JCs.
Yeah.
That was a pretty magical time.
So when you think about you know, kind of the Orlando music scene and culture, and I even saw like they Bring Back Joel, the other my friend Steve last night over there. I mean, these are, you know, from the 90s, you know, from everybody who remembers kind of that scene and everybody coming together, you know, just being able to chat with the Grifters, you know, the couple guys from the Grifters. That's, you know, that's kind of magical to me. The power of so I guess in what I'm saying, do you see this? How long with the music scholarships and the things that Jeff is doing, Jeff Sweat is doing to kind of take the donations and put them into music scholarships? How long do you see Ralph Fest continuing on? I mean, another 10 years easy, or?
I think Ralph Fest is kind of like now it's just a national holiday. You know, it really is. It's like Christmas now. You know, it's just it would be like if Christmas stopped.
Okay,
you know,
it's a festival.
Yeah.
When it first started, I remember Aaron and I talking about this, the very first Ralph Fest, and, you know, saying that I can't wait until I go to a Ralph Fest and every band that's playing none of them knew Ralph.
Oh yeah, there you go. That'll be
That to me is appealing.
Yeah.
You know, where Ralph Fest and Ralph himself and the spirit of Ralph just become this sort of, non-corporeal mentor
Wow.
for young musicians.
Vocabulary,
I want to come to a Ralph Fest where somebody plays that wasn't born
Right.
while Ralph was around.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good.
And I think I will.
I think we will too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And even surely with the 3-night event, you put everybody into one big citrus bowl down there.
Right.
Eventually it could lead to that and be a huge
Totally.
a huge festival along those lines. Now, what are you're with the Ludes now?
Yeah.
Are you doing anything musically, Aaron?
I am
What are you
not
doing
right now? Currently, I branched off. I'm doing my own little business.
Yeah, I saw you're doing graphic design, which is
Yeah.
beautiful stuff.
I'm actually
you got an
kind
eye
of
for
good
that.
at it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
kind of good at it. So, I'm doing that now. I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
I call it like tiny little retirement.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I don't know.
You
know.
still got music, bass plucking. You still got music in your blood. You want to still do it?
That'll never go
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
Please.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just taking a break.
Just
You know,
kinda hanging back.
Bands require a lot of work and attention, and there's a lot of personalities and all that other stuff. And right now,
You're not a people person.
I don't play well with others.
Look at that.
So
Well,
I'm taking a break.
You're a
for
dynamic
minute.
personality, and maybe we'll get to do a podcast with you. So that's my own
maybe,
intrinsically selfish.
Get your checkbook.
or
Nah,
try-
just kidding.
Oh,
Just kidding. You better get
We're
your
going to build the
checkbook.
audience.
Just kidding.
So we're inside of Old 64. I remember in this barbecue bar, of course, you said that the first place you met Ralph was in this
It was
building?
actually in what is now
Social?
the Social, but same building.
Sapphire, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Actually, I don't even think it was Sapphire then. I think it was Downtown Jazz and Blues.
Downtown Jazz and Blues, yeah, man. Wow.
Good times.
That's so with your music catalog, I know you do a lot of work with the hard rock as well,
Yeah.
the guitars, and you see a lot of awesome pictures. Do you do any solo stuff? Do you?
Not as a musician.
I mean, you're kind of you picked up, you play with several different bands.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I always have something going on, but I don't. I'm not as versatile as a cat like Ralph was. Yeah. I mean, Ralph could play in a straightforward rock band. He could play in a hardcore punk band, a jazz band, and a country band, all at the same time. And every genre I just mentioned, I can put a name to each one of those genres of bands that Ralph was in concurrently.
Yeah.
I'm not as versatile as a cat like Ralph. I have to be immersed in a project to be any good at it.
Get down in
it.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, Ralph. It was like breathing for that guy.
Yeah. Well, regardless of what you just said, you guys are both super talented.
Thank you.
You're
Didn't
very
say I
well.
wasn't talented. I'm a bad motherfucker.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Any special story or any kind of funny thing you want to share? Anything that happened?
Man, that's a question that is going to keep you in here with everybody
I
all
know.
night
There's a
long.
million of them.
Because everybody's got insanely great Ralph
Well,
stories.
that's what I think is cool about the idea of documenting this whole. It's kind of living, keeping it living on through these stories. And
All right,
stuff.
I'll tell you one.
All right.
I was running sound at Dante's, and you need me, Jeff?
No, I just wanted to tell him that Ralph's
Yeah.
sister and family.
Oh wow, cool.
Oh
Okay.
shit, we still got a half hour.
7 people lined up.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, we got lots of people in here.
I was
That's
doing
fantastic.
production at Dante's,
Yeah.
and this is right when I moved to Florida. And Ralph played with, I think, Sunday Morning Revival. And it was a big bill down there with a bunch of out-of-town bands. And great show. All these bands come and play. They all leave. The end of the night, I'm wrapping microphones, and there's a guitar still on stage.
Okay.
And in a case. I open it up, and it's a really pretty nice Telecaster.
Okay.
And so I put it in the operations office, and then the next day I go through all the contacts from the bands. I reach out to all of them. Hey, if you guys, check your equipment, let me know if you're missing something.
Right, okay.
Because something got left behind, and you guys are going to miss it.
Yeah.
So I talk to the band from Gainesville. They get back to me. No, we got everything. Talk to the band from Tampa. No, we got everything. This is weird. Talk to, I call like Spanky from Sunday Morning Revival. And you're like, no, I asked everybody. We got everything. So this guitar sat in that office for like a month.
Really?
Right? And finally, I'm like, man, that's a damn nice Telecaster. I'm just, I'm going to play it.
Nobody's going to claim
Yeah.
it.
I'm not going to take it and sell it
Yeah.
or anything. I'm just going to hang on to it. And when it gets claimed, here you go. You know?
Right.
So I'm over at the house with the Sunday morning guys and Ralph, and we're out back having beers, hanging out, and I'm telling this story, and Ralph is just going, what kind of asshole leaves his guitar for a month? It doesn't even have a clue. And I start describing it more in detail, and Mike and Spanky look over at Ralph like, dude, that's your telly.
That's your guitar.
And it was Ralph's guitar.
That's classic. That's classic. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Let me do my Pat Hartley and then wrap up.
yeah.
Let me do my Pat Hartley. Ready? This is my Pat Hartley talking about Ralph.
Okay.
You know, my man Ralph, most people think, well, here's someone who's slightly uptight and annoyed, but the more they realize that he's right on them, it doesn't help him very much, but he is right on most people.
See this top? Flap.
Bravo. Jeff Nolan, Aaron Nolan, thank you guys so much for sharing your memories with us.
Cheers, JB.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're here at Ralph Fest. We'll be back. We got plenty
Ralph.
more. We got plenty more. Hey, what's up? JB Webb back in the back of the damn social in a dressing room, I think. This is a dressing room. I'm back in the back.
It's the green room.
No, look it right there. It's labeled closet.
Yeah.
We're in a closet.
I'm in the closet with Joseph Martins and Jesse Martins. So welcome back. Hey, guys, you guys opened up here at Ralph Fest for with the Downgetters, one of the many bands that you're in together. Give us a little background on the Downgetters.
Well, the Downgetters are a collaboration between the Ludes and my husband here, Joseph Martins, and actually Kaylee Baker, which we all miss and love and wish was here. But in her absence, I get to pretend that I can sing.
You can sing.
Like her.
Oh, okay.
And fill in for her amazing voice, which is not an easy feat, but I'm happy to do it because it's such a fun group to play with.
Well, that's a hell of a substitute. If we were talking football, that's a hell of a substitute in for quarterback.
A little sensitive.
Hey, how you doing? Joseph Martins, local legend. We interviewed him on our show. He's backstage here with us at the social in the closet. You're in the closet. Are you coming out?
I do feel the sensation to pee, so I probably will have to leave the closet eventually to take care of business.
I'm joking, man. You're a talented musician.
That's the only reason why I'll come out, too.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Downgetters. What's the Downgetters all about?
Well, the Downgetters is an attempt by 6 people to make as much noise and
1, 2, 3, go.
And to basically reclaim that which was lost. Just as when, the Beatles said that... the Beatles never said that. Anyway, I'm saying it. Rock and roll is here forever, and we need to teach these young punks how to be punk again. They don't know. They just don't know.
So
I'm sorry that you don't know. We're here to teach you.
So we did some Phil Collins.
Oh yeah, Beyonce. Awesome. She is so talented.
So, in this little closed space back here, a lot of artists and musicians have been back in this little room. It's the dressing room. It's.
I lost my virginity in this room.
No, you did, really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right. You almost had me on that one.
I did definitely
Okay.
lose stuff in this room. It wasn't that.
Okay. Well,
You look so pretty in it.
we want to concentrate on the reason everybody's here. It's the Ralph Fest. It's Ralph Ameduri. You got any crazy story? Yeah, show them up. Yeah, woo. You got any crazy stories or a funny story you want to share about Ralph?
Well, I remember one of the first times I played on this stage here, I was opening up for, I don't remember, but it doesn't really matter. I was playing solo acoustic, and Ralph was here, and he came up to me and he goes, in his typical Ralph Ameduri cynical tone, he says, well, that was good, Joseph, but too much information.
Meaning,
well,
too much.
No, meaning, I've embraced a genre of music that I invented. I call it confessional folk.
okay.
And in my songs, there's a lot of intimate detail. And when I say intimate, I don't mean sexually intimate. I just mean, like Ralph said, too much information.
Okay.
But you know what?
Well, that's why you're the host of Sunday Morning Coming Down. You're the purveyor of too much information, folk rock and folk music, Americana, and
classic country, baby. That's where it's at. We're trying to take country music back because a long time ago, not too long ago, the term country music was hijacked. And we're going to bring it back. We're bringing it back, baby.
Well, speaking of country music, you can see on Netflix right now. Right now, no, they can't see your fly. Don't worry. On Netflix right now, you can see season 3 of Archer, where Jesse Lynn Martin's.
5, I think. Season 5.
Oh, is it 5?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but you can see it. You can see it on Netflix right now, and you do all the singing and the voice work for. Shirlene, that became Outlaw Country.
Don't send your kids there.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, unless you already know about cocaine, don't go there.
Yeah, my poor mom literally wanted to know if you could make cupcakes from cocaine. I said, Mom,
I would want to know that too.
I don't know.
Okay, so
by the way,
and would you want to eat them? No.
any kids out there listening, mind your parents, eat your vegetables, and never mind what Kanye says. Remember that.
You guys each are dynamic. You're kind of the country royalty, the rock and roll royalty, like Aaron Nolan and Jeff Nolan of Orlando. So Jesse, give us a sense of kind of your background. You've been playing music for a long time, and
I've literally since the age of 5 been playing fiddle, and very quickly after I picked it up, was playing in upstate New York with the Bluegrass Society and festivals. Cool. I had the opportunity to compete in the same competition as Alison Krauss, and have played with so many amazing people. Kind of grew up running around in the circle with her and Bill Monroe and Raymond Fairchild.
Wow, Bill Monroe.
Yeah, he was a very old, frail man when I was 10. But thanks to my dad, who I'm a little shy girl, literally would go through security to the back of the stage, dragging me in my little dress that my mom sewed, and say, she can play fiddle, can she get on stage? And I was that age. I was that age where you don't say no, because I was so little, and they're like, yeah, there's a little kid, and don't turn her up. And I actually could play even at that age, so it was a really awesome opportunity to get to play with these greats that won't ever be heard again, because
that's awesome. No, I never knew that about you. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I knew you're very prolific in Orlando, as is Joseph. You can pack out a room quickly by simply saying you're playing there. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of you? Hindu Cowboys, you're playing tomorrow in the Milk District?
Hindu Cowboys are playing at the Milk Bar in the Milk District here in Orlando, right across the street from T.G. Lee.
Okay, right.
They're on Robinson, and we're going to start at what time?
7 o'clock tomorrow, and then I'm actually
Eastern Standard Time,
and I'm actually doing an acoustic set of original music from my last record at 6 o'clock inside at the Milk Bar. So and this
nice.
is actually behind the space
Throw some websites at me. Besides Real Radio 104.1 on Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. to 12.
Facebook is the collective all for, you can find Joseph Martins and Sunday Morning Coming Down.
But Martin's music is really where we need to
Martin's
send people.
music is really,
and you and I need to get our shit together.
Don't we all?
My privilege chatting with Joseph Martin, Jesse Martin's. Wait, there's one more.
Please, though, share my Ralph story.
Oh, please. Yeah, that's all. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
That's why we're here. And Ralph was actually part of one of the most significant relationships in my life, which is Miss Terry Binion, who will not talk to you because she's too shy. But is, to me, one of the greatest songwriters, honestly, ever. And Terry, and such an inspiration. I knew Ralph as a little girl sneaking into Will's underage and watching the JCs, which was awesome. But I really got to know Ralph when she asked us to do this little trio, the three of us together. And actually, Kaylee Baker joined us on stage, and it was back when the Copper Rocket used to, host people and be generous. And we did a little set in there in the afternoon, and it was just rehearsal after rehearsal of getting to know them. And I loved Ralph so much, and
That's a beautiful story. That's awesome.
But we had this really strong bond over that, with making music with Terry, who is such a spirit to bring.
Yeah, she's local legend material for sure. She's been here over 20 years.
Can you say it more than just? Just go listen to Fool and listen to her, and we had this amazing bonding experience. And then beyond that, we just smoked pot a lot in the Red Fox Lounge parking lot.
That's hilarious.
Cut that out.
So no, we're going to leave that in. Any closing sentiments, Joseph, from about Ralph?
Well,
we miss him.
Yeah.
We wish he was here, but would we be doing this if he was, huh?
You'd probably be doing it if he still was here, because it's kind of music driver.
It's just called another night at the social, and it's...
Well, it's an interesting thing, not to get too deep into it, but obviously we all have to go at some point. And very few of us have any say in when that happens. Ralph was taken far too early. But because of the tragedy that it was and the way that it happened so suddenly and under those circumstances, I think the silver lining, if you can find one, in calling it what it is, a murder, is the fact that it engaged this community, this family of musicians, to get so riled up at the injustice, that we were so incensed by the fact that he was no longer a part of our family, but the way that he was taken away, that it inspired a movement that 4 years later is going stronger than it was.
Yeah, amen.
And it's only going to get bigger.
Do you think it's going to grow year after year?
Yeah.
Ralph Fest is not going anywhere.
In fact, it's going to be interesting when it gets to the point where I think at this point a lot of people are, if they haven't known Ralph when he was alive, they're 1 degree of separation. It's going to be interesting when this thing gets so big that people have
look at the sponsors this year. Disney,
right,
Universal Studios. I mean, like, some of the biggest companies ever are feeling what this town is doing for our friend, and that they're reaching out, or at least answering the call. Try to get Disney to sponsor you for something. They're picking up the phone and they're going, we know this is a big enough deal and we care too, and it's just, I mean, one of the biggest corporations in the world is sponsoring this event.
And it's true.
And if you're listening to this and you have not experienced Ralph Fest, make a plan to be a part of it next year.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, when is this going?
Going out through the social YouTube channel and things like
Is
that.
there a donation place?
Yeah, you can go to Ralph Ameduri, AMEDURI.com to donate.
I have to say that Joseph and I personally went with a very small group of people to the ceremony at the high school where the instrument was awarded to the recipient, which had no idea, was obviously a great student. The teacher recommended an amazing player and didn't have an instrument at home.
Oh, the guy won the scholarship.
Yes, and we got there late, mind you. We snuck, but we saw like who won the soccer championship that year and in the school. But it was really, I mean, it is really going to somebody. And there was this young man that was receiving this piano when he didn't have one at home and was an aspiring musician, and it was really cool to see, okay, this is the beginning, this is the whole thing, this is the weekend, but then here's this kid who's taken home a piano today,
right,
instead of not having one.
And it's a beautiful thing. Go to ralphameduri.com. We've been speaking with the local legend Joseph Martins and almost equally legendary Jesse Lynn Martins.
I'm younger.
You're almost... Wow. Hindu Cowboys, Juno Smile. They just kissed on camera. Thank you. And Juno Smile, who else? What else? Downgetters. Yeah, that's why we're here today. Ralph Ameduri, Ralph Fest 4. I'm JB Webb. Thanks for chilling with us. We appreciate you. Go support your local musicians because they really bring a lot of joy into the world. We'll see you. I'm going to try to get more people back here in this MTV background of the dressing room and back of the social. We'll be back. See you next time.
Oh, yes. Local legend Ralph Ameduri.
And now another pathetic attempt to get attention. It's the Circadian cast.
Yes, that's what it is. All right. Remarkable. Honoring, oh, nope. Don't want to try the app. Hold on. I'm trying to make a call. Not right now. No. Honoring a legend. The Ralph Ameduri tribute special on the Circadian cast. I am JB Webb. We thank you for hanging with us and listening in on some conversations that were recorded back in February of this year. And so that's we're going to roll into a little bit more of a Bring Back Joel. We got to chat with those guys, Throckett Luther and Shyster, and we'll probably give you the Grifters interview in there as well. So we've got another little block coming up, but let me do this. I got to get his number. Where's his number? Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to call my buddy here, see if he hasn't messaged me back. Robert English, of course, in the Hamiltons with... Ralph, and before I play that Hamilton's interview, it'll be the last one I do. Yeah, it was really close to the end of the night, and it just kind of happened impromptu, so pardon the drunken slurs in that last one later tonight. All right, hold on. Where's his damn phone number? Hold on. I'm trying to find it. It's like I can't even navigate correctly. All right, hold on. Here is his phone number. All right, copy that. Okay, I got it. Wait, copy. Okay, so now let me try to call him. See if we can chat with Mr. Robert English here. Hold on. And I want to do a phone call, and I want to put that in there and hit enter. We'll see what's happening. Hold on. Live proactive calling radio show. That's what really loud. So, okay, let me turn that down. Proactive calling radio show. We're trying to get in touch with Robert English. We'll see if we can do it. If not, I got ass tons of content. You might call me later. Oh, Mr. English, hello?
What's happening, dude?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Are you still good to chat, man? We're live on the air.
I'm good. I'm just shooting a game of pool, post-practice game of pool.
Okay, nice. Well, listen, we're in the middle of our Ralph Ameduri tribute special, all right? We played a couple of interviews. We haven't gotten to that Hamilton interview yet, but I wanted to thank you for chatting with me and talking with me because it is, it is the day that 4 years ago, we lost Ralph. So I wanted to reach out to you and say, our past, it's cool that we've known each other for a long time. I want you to come in studio for one of the shows, by the way, whenever you can. But on this day, we're playing a lot of emotional stuff, and I just want to get your honest kind of feedback and input. Obviously, people miss Ralph, but you being kind of at the bedrock there with the whole Hamiltons thing, let whatever fly you want to let fly.
I'll tell you, for me, the whole thing, today I just was thinking more about what a celebration, his life was and how cool and what a character he was, regardless of how close I was to him, and just he could say, somehow he could get away with saying, like, anything to anybody.
Right.
And, and if you knew Ralph, he would tell you good or bad, whatever was on his mind.
Yeah.
And I love that about him, as far as, I kind of, dude, I knew that you were going to call, and
yeah, you were hesitant. I know a lot of people didn't.
After thinking about everything, I really kind of like did a lot of. I had to kind of not. I went through so many years of just every day, it was like freaking, something missing, and now. I just, when I think about him, which I still think about him every day, I just think about something he did that made me laugh, a conversation we had, and I've always kind of, my thing was, I know this sounds really weird, but there's a lot of times I'll have a decision or a choice to make, and that's kind of what I think about. I go, what would Ralph do? What would Ralph do in this situation right now?
WWRD.
Because I don't know that I trust myself all that well.
That's a bracelet.
So that's like
I said that's your bracelet. That's it.
Yeah.
WWRD.
Yeah, and I actually talked to Jeff about doing that for the next Ralph Fest.
I think you should.
WWRD bracelet.
Yeah, that's perfect. But the beauty of this, though, is that I felt compelled to do it. All those things that we recorded that night at Ralph Fest 4 in February never got aired. So we're airing them all out tonight, okay? And why I was so happy you were able to talk with me is because you were firsthand. You've got some good stories, and you're exactly right. What you said earlier is that what we're doing is really celebrating the fact that Ralph, this loss is bringing everybody together, and it's going to continue to do that and continue to grow. And so to be involved in the first 4 years here of missing him, we're gaining this huge support in the music community. And so you're still doing the Hamiltons, right? You and the Hamiltons, you guys are still playing music and stuff, and that's beautiful.
We're doing the Will's 20th anniversary show with
nice
with Will. Will's
what
thing.
night are you?
And,
that's the 11th, 12th, and 13th, right? We're
doing the 13th. On Sunday.
Beautiful.
6:15 on Sunday.
Beautiful. Where are you at? In Wills?
I'm at Sportstown with my girlfriend Whitney
cool.
right now.
Oh, cool. Well, you're right down the road from the studio, so Anyway, I am very grateful that you agreed to do the call. And in closing, I don't want to keep you a long time, but in closing, what else can you give us from Ralph to kind of bring this to life? I'm going to play a couple more interviews with like Throckett Luther and Bring Back Joel and Shyster and then the Hamiltons. So, if there's something cool, that's what I want. Just kind of your memories. I want to share them with everybody. So
I'll tell you this about Ralph. He never drank craft beer and always drank whiskey with water, no mixer. And if you ordered a whiskey with anything other than ice, and I say water as in ice, not water, to boil it down or water it down. You drink anything other than that, he just kind of scoffed at you like you were some sort of
like
pussy.
a lesser, yeah,
pretty much like you were just a freaking pussy.
That's awesome.
And he was really down to earth like that,
Yeah.
Black coffee, Miller High Life, and Jim Beam on the rocks. So if anybody wants to raise a toast to him tonight,
there you go.
Let it be one of those three things, man. And remember the good things about him. And that's all I know of him is that he was a great dude and a smoking guitar player, storied bass player, but like a really interesting guitar player. The best friend I've ever had.
Well,
ever.
You're an incredible artist in your own right. I thank you so much for sharing the stories with us, Rob. And we're going to play a little bit of some of Ralph's original music. It's still out there on SoundCloud. Plus, I think he recorded some Sam Rivers. So we're going to play that later. We've been speaking with Robert English of the Hamiltons. And thanks for calling in, brother. We appreciate it. Go check him out Sunday, 13th at Will's Pub.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hell yeah, brother. You rock. We appreciate you.
All
right. Have a great night. All right. Cheers. All right. That's fantastic. Robert English, again, from the Hamiltons. They reformed, and that's most recently when they kind of re-released themselves to the public. It was back in February of this year. So you can still... Oh, you can go check them out this Will's Pub 20th anniversary weekend special. It's out there. It's all weekend long, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Will's Pub on Mills Avenue, of course. If you don't know that, you don't know it. But if you do, you do. And this is the Ralph Ameduri Tribute Special. I'm JB Webb. We're going to pull up another segment of interviews here for you. This next one is Bring Back Joel. We'll go into Throckett Luther, Shyster. We'll give you the Grifters as well in there. And then we'll pop over to like the secret Hamilton file where I just lost all composure. Anyway. Thanks for hanging with us. Again, it's 407-379-9529. It's actually better chat live on Spreaker if you want to. But we are thankful that we actually have the means and facilities and ability to release this information, these files, these Ralph files, to the public finally. So, all right, Bring Back Joel. Okay, Bring Back Joel is what we have coming up next. Here inside of Old 64. I get the chance to interview and document all the great acts that are playing here at Ralph Fest 4. Right now we got the guys from Bring Back Joel. I remember you guys from the 90s, and you're back together, and welcome. How you guys doing tonight?
Thank you. It's nice to be back. It's an honor to be playing here. It's really cool.
How your musical history? Give us a little bit into your, or maybe introduce everybody and give us a little bit into your origin of the band.
Okay, my name's Tyson, and that guy, and this is Marshall.
Yo.
What's up, man?
And this is Joey.
Hello.
Hey.
And this is our utility player, John Newstel.
What's up, man? How you doing? Cool. So you guys formed in the
mid 90s,
Well,
early mid 90s, or
What happened was Marshall and I started the band in Kansas.
Okay.
And then we moved down here, and then we met Joey at a lesbian bar, and he
True
was
story.
and he was also from Kansas.
Okay.
And that night we actually got kicked out after 2 songs. But anyway, and then we picked up our drummer Dave, who's not here right now, and we did a record right after we got down here, and people liked it, and then we started playing, and basically we just kept playing and took a break, and the break ended up being kind of long.
Wasn't there? Didn't you guys open up for Plain Jane Automobile or something like that? Or
we played quite a few shows with them.
Okay.
And then we moved down here, and then we met Joey at a lesbian bar, and he
True
was
story.
and he was also from Kansas.
Okay.
And that night we actually got kicked out after 2 songs. But anyway, and then we picked up our drummer Dave, who's not here right now, and we did a record right after we got down here, and people liked it, and then we started playing, and basically we just kept playing and took a break, and the break ended up being kind of long.
Wasn't there? Didn't you guys open up for Plain Jane Automobile or something like that? Or
we played quite a few shows with them. And
yeah. Okay.
We opened for Poster Children, all kinds of.
Shiner.
Yeah, Shiner. Wow, at Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
That
Super
brings back-
Chunk. We opened for
Super
that
Chunk.
Poster Children.
Yeah.
Poster Children.
Yeah.
Bughead.
Bughead.
That's
Yes.
an old Bughead member over there.
Oh, that's awesome. So, if anybody who wants to share a story maybe about their interaction with Ralph, or we're trying to get people to share memories so we can kind of so they can be kind of public property,
Of
as it
course.
were. So,
Sure.
give us a sense of
We've all
any good
known Ralph.
Yeah.
Just from playing, obviously, because that guy played his show pretty much every night of the week.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing. And after we took our hiatus, which lasted 14 years, I started another band called Weatherby.
Okay.
And I actually recorded our album in Ralph's living room.
Nice.
Ralph
Okay.
recorded it. He had just bought a reel-to-reel 8-track from Jason Ross from Seven Mary 3.
Okay.
And we recorded an album on that. Sounds
Wow.
terrible.
Yeah.
But it was Ralph's first attempt at recording, and
His producer, his first.
yeah.
Okay.
But it was great, man. We had so much fun doing that, just hanging out at his house and making music. It was awesome.
A little Ralph trivia. He's the only person that's ever made Bring Back Joel T-shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was kind of your PR guy, your producer, your manager in a sense, maybe?
He was a
or-
utility player.
He
He did everything. Yeah.
He just kind of jumped on the loose ball wherever the hell it was.
Yeah. 2 things, just real fast.
Yeah.
The reason we got back together is we recorded a record right before we broke up, and we
Okay.
thought it was lost, but we found it. And
Oh,
so
wow.
we've been working on it the last year, and we'll be putting it out pretty soon. But,
that's cool. What else can you tell us about that? Has it got a name
well,
on it? Or?
It's
How long ago?
We recorded it in 2001.
2001.
Oh, wow.
And at the time...
How did you just find it? You just
well,
found
at
it
the
recently?
time, the studio wanted us to sign some contract that we weren't happy about.
Yeah.
So we didn't. And the
We would've
record
gone.
just... But
Just
years
say goodbye
later,
to
the
that.
engineer's still at the studio, and he's like, hey, man, I found the master tapes.
Wow.
And I found the contract.
Wow.
I threw the contract out. I don't think anybody remembers. So if you guys want to finish this record, we'll go ahead and finish it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were in the studio in like 5 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah,
let's
pretty
work
much.
on this.
We'll all be there. Well, that's awesome. Well, what's the Bring Back Joel? What's the name about?
The Bring Back Joel name has had many stories, but I'll tell you the real one. We were in a booth in Kansas, and we could not agree on a band name at all.
Okay.
And so the only thing we agreed on is for Mystery Science Theater, we like Joel better than Mike.
Okay.
And he had just quit. So we got Bring Back Joel.
I gotcha. Okay.
But through the years, we said it was a lost cat. It was an ex-band member. It was, so it just depends.
That's awesome.
The other thing I just wanted to say was the first time we played at the Sapphire at the time.
Yeah, Sapphire.
Downtown. We opened for Shyster, and we're opening for Shyster again
Oh,
tonight.
wow.
So that's kind of cool, actually.
That is cool. Yeah.
No, it's the same Shyster.
Is it?
Same guys?
Really?
I thought it was a different... I guess we'll find out tonight.
No, we can't. We don't know if it's the original
You
Shyster.
stepped
or
in the
if they're
Shyster
doing-
now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I found out last night it is.
Wow.
It's the same
awesome.
guys? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Wow. Very cool.
Cool. Well, what's the best way? You guys got a Facebook page set up, website set up, or what's the best way if people want to get involved with you with Bring Back Joel?
BringBackJoel.com will be live in about 4 weeks, and we'll be doing radio promotion and a vinyl release before the end of the year.
Badass.
So, we'll definitely set up the Facebook page again.
Yeah.
It's sort of been lingering, I'm sure.
I think it was back in the MySpace days. You probably had a MySpace.
Yeah, you can probably find us on there somewhere.
This was an ultimate band database.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks, guys, so much. I appreciate it. You looking forward tonight? You're when do you go on here in a little bit?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any other closing thoughts or ideas? Any kind of thing you want to throw out there?
Well, I'd just like to say Jeff Sweat
Yeah.
took a tragedy and he made it into one of the coolest things that Orlando does. And that's amazing.
Well, I'll ask you guys a question. Ask somebody a question. How far do you see Ralph Fest going? Because that's kind of what we've been asking people.
I don't
Can
see
you
it
see it 10,
stopping.
20 years? You can see it going?
Well, there's no reason for it to stop, really.
Yeah.
It's just like, because
Yeah.
everyone,
I mean,
everyone
maybe
donates,
once-
everyone gives in their time. So
Yeah.
as long as that happens, you can't stop something.
And
like
it's
that.
a great cause. I mean, you're
Yeah.
raising
It's
money
Exactly.
to buy kids' instruments.
Yeah,
Music will never die. So.
Yeah. No, great point. Well, great point. The guys from Bring Back Joel are who we're chatting with right now inside of Old 64. While everything's going down over there in the social, I'm missing some filming opportunities, but I'm very happy to speak with you guys. I appreciate your time. And go to ralphameduri.com for more information, how you can help, and go look for bringbackjoel.com as well in a couple minutes. Thank you. Hey, what's up? JB Webb here inside of Old 64 for the Fest of all Fest. It's Ralph. Hey, what's up? JB Webb here inside of Old 64 for the Fest of all Fest. It's Ralph Fest, and I'm sitting with the guys from Throckett Luther. How you guys doing? Welcome.
Doing great. Really excited to be here tonight.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about your band, the inception of your band years ago, and then maybe we can get into a couple Ralph stories. I think that'd be cool.
Okay. We kind of... Eric is my brother, me, lead singer, and Matt. Eric and I have been playing together forever.
Cool.
Sometime around the mid-'90s, we really got the ball rolling with Matt. So playing out a lot. Had a couple lucky breaks. Played all over, downtown Orlando. Did a little traveling outside of that.
Yeah, those are like Matchbox 20 was big from here, and there were other bands. Kind of the Orlando music scene was very rich.
Yeah,
Say that.
Mid '90s, late '90s, very rich.
Yeah.
It was a really great brotherhood, and that's how we actually came into knowing Ralph. We played with him and he was in the Hamiltons and some other bands. He was in about 9 million projects, I think, when I met him. Very versatile. So
9
million for sure.
So, so now you guys kind of reformed just kind of tonight to play tribute. Do you still book gigs or play out anywhere? Or is that something you still do?
No, not for really the last 6 years. We haven't really done anything. We just kind of gotten old and kind of retired. We both have kids now, so
so a little less time to.
Don't have time for that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Young whippersnappers in their rock and/or
Yeah.
roll.
Well, you still play the guitar once in a while at home. I mean, you keep it fresh in what you do. Is it still a passion?
Oh, sure. Well, it's definitely a big interest. When we find time, I still like to actually get together and maybe jam a little bit. Sure.
You excited for tonight?
Totally excited.
He's just shaking his head.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
No problem. So give me a sense of maybe if you got a cool story about Ralph. We're trying to just kind of evoke people's memories and get shared memories and things like that. So if Eric, any one of you guys kind of has a story, just feel free to share.
Well, when I met Ralph, we were really good friends. Outside of playing music, we'd hang outside of music. And he actually joined our band for a short period. He was with us for about 9 months, and I remember we were actually playing The Social. I think it was his first show with us, and I'd always had problems with my guitar going out of tune because I'm not really a guitarist. I'm just I beat on the guitar.
Okay.
Really. And so it's going out of tune, and I keep tuning it, and I'm taking too long, and he comes over to me and leans in and says, "Joe, it's close enough for rock and roll," and that sums up Ralph for me.
That's
really.
a great
close enough for rock and roll. Yeah,
close enough for rock and roll.
Yeah,
oh, that's beautiful.
I have many other good stories, I guess. A lot of which would probably
R-rated? No. Are they R-rated?
Yeah.
Maybe. So as you guys play together, man, obviously it's kind of a sentimental night. You know, everyone's kind of getting the feeling and understanding where they were. And we just spoke with Jeff and Aaron Nolan, who kind of said the epitome of this thing, you know, moving forward, going into the future, is where bands who've never even heard of Ralph, you know, 5-10 years down, that would be kind of the ultimate compliment. And right now, I love what they're doing with the charity. They're giving that money for music, for kids scholarships and stuff like that. So, you know, in saying that, do you see how far do you see kind of Ralph Fest going and maturing?
I'd like to say and hope to say that it just keeps going. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not surprised it's still going.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind. I mean, I guess from knowing Ralph for so long, that's why it doesn't surprise me. You know, he had such an impact on this scene, and was so versatile, so talented, and not only that, his warm heart and just his genuine, fantastic friendship, you know, with everyone. It's just no doubt that this. I think it'll go on for many years to come because you know.
It's definitely a beautiful thing.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Definitely a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
What's you guys still got a Facebook page up, or people want to go connect with Throcket Luther? Is there a good way? You guys on Facebook or Twitter?
There's a Facebook.
Okay.
Throcket Luther. I mean,
Throcket Luther. Where'd that name come from?
It's one of our best friends. It's his grandfather's name.
Yeah.
Really?
Throcket Luther
Seriously?
Lawless. Yeah, it's
wow.
Throcket and Throckmorton are very popular German names.
Wait,
So
Throcket Luther Lawless?
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Goddamn right. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, hey, guys, I appreciate you guys being able to chat with us for a little bit. Everybody's now we're moving people in and out. So look forward to your when are you playing tonight? When's your set?
7:35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
coming
less
right
than
up,
that. All
actually.
right. Well, awesome. Well, we're inside of Old 64 talking with the guys from Throcket Luther. I'm JB Webb here documenting Ralph Fest 4. So keep watching our videos. Check us out. Support the Foundation Presents the Social Ralph Fest, RalphAmeduri.com. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up? It's JB Webb. I am live inside of Old 64, and I'm very privileged to be able to speak with a couple of the acts here playing with Ralph Fest. We have Trip and Scott.
Hey.
How you guys doing? Welcome.
Doing good.
Good to be
Great. How you like our Florida weather okay?
Much better than
It's gonna work out?
anywhere else in the world.
Loving it.
Right now.
It's about 10 degrees where we are.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Right here in this,
Not in this immediate area.
I don't know what's going on.
So you have a great musical history. You guys were there kind of burgeoning the path, let's say, before grunge kind of made a way. How long have you guys been together cumulatively over the years?
We came together in '89.
Okay.
So really we're an '80s band.
Oh, wow. See, so there you go.
Yeah.
So you did a lot of touring back in the day. You had a lot of faithful kind of listeners, followers through the Southeast and everything. Is that you see a big change in the way things used to be and how things are now?
No, not really. It's funny because before we started doing this, all sorts of people, like my insurance agent, were saying like, "Well, it's been a long time, man. Things have changed." I was like, "How have things changed?" Like, just kids today. I was like, I don't think it's changed that much.
Yeah.
People still. You know, we just have to load our crap into a van and drive for a long time and then unload it and play and have some drinks and then put stuff back in the van and then drive somewhere else.
It is still, yeah. You get paid to do that.
A lot of the rest stops have been improved, though, in the last
You got Wi-Fi?
The only change is everyone's just on their phones, which is fine with me. It's
instead of lighters, they got phones now.
If they want to film on their phones, that's great. Doesn't bother me.
So tell me a little bit about kind of the origin of the Grifters. You are known for kind of experimental sound in some areas, but give us a sense, peel back a little bit of kind of how you guys came together and how you brand your music.
I don't know if it's experimental. It's just that we just didn't sweat perfection.
Okay. Well, I mean, like using different sounds.
Yeah. Well, it's a two-pronged story. Stan and I, the Grifters drummer, grew up together. We've been playing as a rhythm section since we were 13 years old.
Dang.
So we were...
Like brothers.
Well, yeah. And we've been playing together up to college. We got to be about 21, 22, and we were like wanting to get out and play in Memphis, but just had no idea about how to go about doing that because we were total nerds.
Right.
Then Dave was putting the band together. He found Scott, and you guys were sort of a band and didn't do anything for months.
For months, we were sort of a bedroom project.
Okay, yeah, like a total garage band.
And then they happened to find me, and then it was me and Dave and Scott for about a year.
Okay.
And then we brought Stan in on drums, and Dave switched to guitar, and we changed the name of the band to the Grifters. It was called Bud.
Oh.
And then it was a band called Bud.
Okay.
Because the Antenna Club's calendar would say, Wednesday night, Bud. And everybody thought it was a drink special. And they got real pissed off when they...
Yeah.
But there weren't drink specials.
But
just us.
Yeah. So where did the grifter kind of grift from? We all kind of know it as that individual who can get you to drop your pants or what have you, or get all the money out of your pants. I don't know.
More like going into the bar with $2 and leaving with $5.
We were trying to come up with a new name for the band from a band called Bud because everyone hated that name.
Yeah.
And I had been reading some Jim Thompson, and I think I just went through the front of the book and it said other books written by Jim Thompson.
Right.
And one of them was the Grifters, and I wrote down the Grifters and Pop 1280 and
that's
the
Pop 1280. Oh, that's
Hell of a Woman.
And I think it was just throughout this whole list. We had a list of like 100 band names, and Dave was like, the Grifters sounds cool. So.
Well, your sound is unique, so it fits it. In the sense of, you're not sure what's going to happen, what you're going to get. Do you have any surprises for tonight? You're playing Ralph Fest. Ralph Ameduri loved your band and loved your group, and through the communications of Jeff and everybody, you guys are down here. It's remarkable. We're happy and proud to have you. But
glad to be here.
Any kind of surprises or anything you're going to throw at us tonight?
The nature of the Grifters' surprises is that we're just as surprised as the audience.
It'll be a surprise for all involved.
It's usually like, someone started playing the wrong song, and then you just keep going until
it works out, or we stop.
So
the trick is just nod and act like you meant to do it.
Yeah, like this. We're going into this anyway. Yeah.
If you look like you're rocking, you're rocking.
People will assume you're.
Do you like what kind of music do you get for inspiration? You like the Black Flag, Henry Rollins kind of stuff? You still listen to that stuff, or anything new today that grabs you? Anything out there?
Not really anything new since Black Flag.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
That's a long time.
I was definitely like sort of a punk rock kid growing up, and I listen to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
There's a
as far as new bands go, I don't even know if this is a new band anymore, but I like Unknown Mortal Orchestra. I like the new Ty Segall stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody asks me something like that, I just draw a blank.
You're like,
Tchaikovsky. I don't know. we were listening to NPR in the van because
that's cool.
We're old.
You like talk radio stuff?
Whisper, the Whisper.
Yeah.
The little leather patches on your jacket. Car Talk.
Yeah.
Wait, don't tell me.
So growing up in Memphis, forming a band there, I read a piece on you. You might have had some challenges, kind of breaking out and getting around into outside of Memphis. When was that? So that was like mid '90s or early '90s, and then.
Well, I guess the other aspect of the Grifters' origin is that Dave is 10 years older than the rest of us. Scott and Stan and I are 10 years younger than he is.
Yeah, we'll just say that.
He had already been out there in the 80s with another band and like going and playing in Virginia or playing, wherever. He's been touring a little bit. So he already had his list of contacts and band,
that's cool.
shows. So when we got together in 89, we did a little touring as Bud, just the three of us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just kept doing it. It's like we went out for 4 days, and then the next month we'd go out for 5 days. Then 2 months later we'd go out for a whole week. And then after 2 years or so, we had made a lot of fans around the South anyway.
Yeah.
And somehow lucked into our booking agent.
We sent tapes out to as many addresses as we could find at college radio stations.
Yeah.
Like through the CMJ.
Right.
And often with the tapes, we had a self-addressed stamped card that was basically just like, did you listen to this? And if you did, is there anywhere in town we could play?
Oh, like a feedback kind of thing.
Yeah, we would get some back. And, one that was funny was we got one card and the guy was like, yeah, dude, man, we play you like all the time on our college radio station. It's everybody in the dorms loves it. And, and we were like, oh, man, we should book a show in, this place. And upon further investigation, it was like a dorm-only radio station that only like 3 people even
It's just a guy playing his turntable real
like
loud.
internal circuit through
our feedback
like
card
a PA system is what
it seemed like a much bigger market.
We're playing
that's
your dorm
cool.
room?
Have you ever? What's the
We
smallest?
would have back then.
Have you ever played really tiny intimate venues and stuff like that?
Yes.
You get any kind of stories or takeaways? You guys travel? Are you traveling quite a bit now? And if so, or maybe even in the past, any kind of good travel stories? Any good that you could share with me?
Audience.
No.
Usually we just don't have any good tour stories.
No.
We have some.
What's the smallest place?
We have some bizarre ones.
Well, you can share them, or you don't have to.
There's a place in Belgium, Ghent, Belgium, and it was a pretty small stage and a small bar. But to get into the club that night, you kind of had to go through the bathroom. There was a women's bathroom, but then there was a men's bathroom. And everyone was coming through the door and paying their tab or paying to get in, and the toilet's right behind the person taking the door. So everybody's just walking by as you're just standing there taking a piss.
That is crazy.
Very European.
Yeah. What's the process of making music? One person kind of dedicated to lyrics, or how's that work with you guys?
In the Grifters, there's a few ways we work. Scott writes. I'd say Scott. I don't want to pigeonhole him. I always thought that Scott came up with lyrics first because he always had a notebook.
Kind of writing poems and stuff?
Yeah, and then he'd set the music, sort of. That's one way he would work.
More ideas.
Just getting it out.
I would write stuff on guitar, like guitar instrumentals, just like verse, chorus, and I'd bring it to the band, and whoever
had
thought of something
lyrics
to
that
sing
matched,
first, they'd sing the song.
Kind of felt it.
Then Dave would come in with songs, and he would usually come in with music first, and then he'd sort of Greek out the vocals, and then he'd go away and write lyrics.
Yeah.
Right before we recorded the album or something.
Yeah. No real formula. I mean, a lot of the lyrics are written in the studio right before we do the vocal take.
Okay.
And a lot of the part of the experimentation, some of the songs were almost improvised. We found a way to fake improvise. We'd put a.
What does that mean?
We would take sheets of paper and write like A, B flat, G, F, and just throw them on the floor.
Oh.
And then someone would step on the F, and we'd all start jamming on F. And then someone would step on C, and we'd all switch to C.
That's cool.
And just see if there are any cool transitions. But there's a song on Crap You Negative called Cinnamon that was kind of written that way.
Yeah, definitely recorded that way.
And people like the song, and they're like, "You can play Cinnamon tonight." We're like, "No, man, we've never played it.
We don't know what we're doing.
have no idea how to play it."
We've got no notes on the floor.
The record's great.
That's hilarious. What you guys are prolific on Facebook, Twitter? You got a website. What's the best way for people to kind of interact with you?
The Facebook probably.
Facebook kind of message through there. You guys manage that yourself, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll kind of message right to one of you guys.
Yeah, one of us. Yeah.
We're too lazy to do much more than just have a Facebook.
We'll
page.
see it.
Right.
All our friends' kids think we're just old men. So
they're all on Instagram.
Well, you guys are awesome. You rock. I love your style and your flavor and your perseverance. And we're very honored to have you back, have you down here at the Social tonight playing for Ralph Fest 4.
Totally glad to be here. It's a great cause.
Rock the house. Well, drink plenty of beers. Have a lot of fun. We appreciate you. The Foundation presents. We've got a couple more interviews coming up. Hang tight with us. We've been speaking with the Grifters, Scott and Trick.
Thanks, man.
Here. I'm hanging with Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great.
We got a real MTV style setup back here. We're backstage in the dressing room. Ralph Fest is going on right now. Wanted to chat with you a little bit and see if you had a story about Ralph that you could share, or kind of give us a background. You're playing with Shyster, and give us a background of a little bit of your background.
Well, I played in Shyster for many years before I knew Ralph, and then got to know him. And when Shyster broke up, I started in a band with Ralph called Sunday Morning Revival. Oh, cool. Yeah, and we played sort of alt country kind of weird stuff. We're playing tomorrow, part of Ralph Fest, which would be a cool reunion. We haven't played since Ralph quit the band. And Ralph quit the band, he came to practice that day. And then after he showed up and set up, he said that he had to go home and walk his dog. And then he left and never came back. And that was the end of the band.
Yeah. So that band was integral in kind of the country bluegrass sound that's out there today in Orlando, right?
Yeah, it was a little different. It had this sort of a weird indie rock kind of thing going on, but it was an anomaly. It was a weird kind of band, but it was unique, and I thought it was a good band.
Well, we were set up in a different place where we were able to be more comfortable. But we were asking people about crazy stories about Ralph. So you got any crazy story off the top of your head you could share about Ralph?
Well, the one quitting the band was kind of with the dog. Ralph was always pretty straight with me. I mean, I've heard so many stories about him trading around equipment. I mean, he left someone's bass on a seawall. I don't know if you heard that one, but Ralph and I would do shit, but it was never too wild. We'd just go around, take pictures of stuff, and we go snorkeling together a lot in Jupiter, Florida.
Oh, yeah, cool.
He would drive me down there. And the week before he died, or 2 weeks before he died, he and I went to New Smyrna Beach to take pictures.
Oh, man.
Which is awesome because...
You still got those pictures?
Yeah, I have the roll of film that Ralph took. My camera was fucked up, so none of my photos came out, but we had the film from Ralph's camera.
Oh, wow.
We developed it after he died because it was so soon, and that was a pretty neat roll. I have a few of those pictures up at my house.
Damn.
It's at New Smyrna Dunes Park.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to see that.
Went and saw Ralph's uncle and aunt who have a place out at New Smyrna Beach. So that was pretty fortuitous. It was the last time that they got a chance to hang out with them.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it's Mike playing with Shyster. Mike, what's the best way for people to get into your music or get into involved? Is Shyster got a Facebook? Or
It's all on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, oh, that's good.
Yeah, all my music's on Bandcamp, so.
Cool. Shyster on Bandcamp, Shyster.bandcamp.
Shyster, new Sunday Morning Revival, and my new band is the New Lows.
The New Lows?
My current band is the New Lows.
Oh, cool. So you're kind of Ralph-esque and you're playing in a few different bands.
I try to be.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks, bro. Thanks for talking with us in our MTV background here, back at the social dressing room.
It's a good spot to set up.
That's cool. I appreciate you, man. Thanks. Good to meet you. Cheers. We'll be back with more on Hey, what's up? JB Webb out here with the guys from the Hamiltons. We're out at Rap Fest. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're just glad to be here to represent Ralph, man.
If anybody can fucking do it, it's the Hamiltons, right? I mean, you guys been with Ralph, and you've made some great music. And tell us a little bit about your band, and then we'll get into the rest.
Sure. I joined these guys, 6 years ago or so. Rob and Ralph started the band, and I feel lucky to have had the opportunity to play with these guys.
So me and Ralph were drunk as shit in this exact bar one night.
Right.
And we decided, Ralph was like, we had both come from record deal situations that didn't pan out. And he was like, we just need to play fucking punk rock. And he wanted to call the band The Pukes.
Okay.
So I was like, no. I'm not big on The Pukes. He goes, well, you ever seen the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield? He goes, remember the preppy guys? Biff, Skip, and Reggie? Well, let's dress up like preppy guys. We'll call it the Hamiltons. That was their last name. And whatever. We did that for a few shows. Got banned from the House of Blue and stopped wearing fucking collared shirts and said, fuck it.
Yeah. You guys were known for, in the 90s of LA, the preppy punk rock band.
Yeah, briefly. Yeah, for a couple years. Maybe it was literally only 3 or 4 shows. That's all. You know.
How'd you get together with all these guys? I mean, how did it all kind of coalesce?
I met John through Angelina. But all these Ralph Ameduri was the catalyst for all this shit.
Yeah,
how did we get together?
Yeah, he had the idea to start a punk band and said, "You want to do an old school punk band like Iggy Pop, Stooges, inspired with an edge," and that was it.
It just all kind of grew from there.
Yeah, we just kept playing, and between vacations, we kept getting back together.
That's awesome. So, any kind of crazy Ralph story you can fucking share with us tonight? Any? I'm sure you got plenty, but any kind of crazy Ralph story you want to share with us?
You got a crazy Ralph story?
We're backstage live at the Social right now. We're talking with the Hamiltons punk rock group Quattro Trio.
This is Jack.
Okay, let me extend my microphone out. Let me extend this shit out. Hold on. I'm here. I got B-roll to cover. So there he is. Okay, great. All right, cool. So, any crazy Ralph stories you could share with us?
Well, yeah, lots of them. Here's one. And unfortunately, all of these other guys in the story are dead.
Okay.
So I could be making all of this up.
Okay.
But that's pretty much how I remembered it. But is with Donnie Cohen and Richie Miller and Ralph Ameduri. And they had, starting earlier, it was Donnie Cohen had killed a squirrel with a rock.
Okay.
And was really proud of himself.
Right.
And I don't really condone that kind of thing.
Right.
Anyway, they used some double stick tape and taped it to as a hood ornament.
Okay.
It's like 64 Nova or something. And we go down the road, and the tail was going back and forth. and we just went to a bunch of people's houses and drank their liquor, and then went to another house. And I think at the end of the night, it jumped the median and it wouldn't start again. And I didn't live far away. I said, "Fuck this! I'm walking home." And Ralph walked. We all just walked home.
Okay.
Left the car there.
That's probably the craziest fucking story. You grilled a fucking squirrel to a. So you picked up the guitar and you said, "Kind of, I can feel this piece within the Hamiltons," right?
Yeah, it seemed like a nice little challenge, and
what are these guys doing?
Well, they haven't seen each other in a while.
Well, that's kind of the vibe of the Hamiltons, right? Is that it's punk rock, prep rock. It's unlike anything you ever experienced before. Tonight, you guys fucking rocked it out. We caught a little footage of you, so I appreciate you guys chatting with me.
Yeah, right on. Absolutely.
Right on. Any crazy Ralph story from you, brother?
We played a gig. We did a House of Blues gig opening up for Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh, wow.
Flew. And it was just a melee. Just everything was bad and just everything fell apart. Just, the typical bad show story, but in front of a House of Blues crowd.
Okay, cool. So it wasn't like the Fern Park Station with Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. It was what's he doing?
No, I was kidding.
You got the Izod shirt on in reference to the Hamiltons.
Suck your dick. I just want to suck it.
Okay, come on.
So,
all right.
Yeah, no, we dressed preppy when we first started.
Right.
So this little.
So you were with them in the beginning, right?
We did. We were like full preppy.
Yeah, everything was fucking prep. Like the Hamiltons, like we're fucking what's it called? Trust fund babies.
It was our first EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, that's badass. Well, what's your name, man?
Ralph was the catalyst behind the band. I mean, he was the brainchild with it, the whole thing. And none of us would have done this, never would have done the band if he wouldn't have gotten us all together and inspired the cause. So
yeah, exactly. Rob, come over here and chat with me.
Huh?
Rob, come over here and chat with me, brother.
Yeah,
How you doing? We've known each other for quite a long time. I'm so fucking stoked to be able to chat with you, motherfucker.
Dude, I'm always impressed at everything you got going on. You've always been a ball of energy, and you make shit happen, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I'm honored that you are asking us to interview. You know, we're
well, I mean, it was over 20 years ago. You're telling me about the Hamiltons and the shit that you did, and I was like, motherfucker. Now here we are, 20 years later, and you guys are headlining. Yeah, we're old as fuck, but it doesn't matter. What?
We
give me
still fucking melt them fucking kids' faces off.
Exactly. Don't break shit. Don't break shit. All right, hold on. Rob English, the fucking motherfucking lead singer for the Hamiltons. Give me one quick Ralph story, if you would. We're trying to get people's memories all into one kind of encapsulated event.
Well, the quickest Ralph story I could tell you is like there was a period of time where he was like a brother to me, and he was kind of a sounding board in my life. He basically told me I was an idiot. I had to kind of swallow that, and I learned from that and grew from that. Here's the thing. You know how people wear those stupid bracelets that say, "What would Jesus do?"
Right.
You know what my bracelet says? What would Ralph do? WWRD, motherfucker. That's it. We're out. We're gone.
That's it. The Hamiltons, Robert English and his fucking crew. Thank you so much for joining us, JB Webb. I think I'm going to sign out for tonight because it's been a hell of a fucking show. We appreciate your time, and check you on the flip side. RalphAmeduri.com is the best place to go. See you later.
Always a wild ride, man. Always a wild ride.
Please enjoy a recording of Ralph Ameduri on SoundCloud.com. Sam Rivers 62210.
back to the South. Hopefully it works more.
Local legend Sam Rivers. Thank you so much for hanging with us through this whole process. It is a Ralph Ameduri tribute special. RalphAmeduri.com. Go there. I'm getting. I got this music from SoundCloud. Ralph Ameduri's SoundCloud. Follow it. Play this. All there. It's all there. This song is called New Happy Garden, and we're going to close out this whole tribute with this song from Ralph. So let me, stop it. Okay. Shocky. Yeah, I can blame the imaginary guy there. Anyway, JB Webb, thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to close everything out again from this song, New Happy Garden. Good night.
WJBW.
You don't want to. The electronics are so predominant that people would really prefer that.